Hey, welcome to Sunday. It's 4 p.m. and I'm dressed like this. And you might be wondering why I am dressed like this. It's not Sunday, it's Saturday. I'm going to a party. Yesterday's vlog was very short, and that's because I went out, I went to class, and then I did nothing all day, and then I went out in the evening and was enjoying the company of people I like. So that's why yesterday's was short. Today I'm going to a party. It's a cowboy party. I don't have a cowboy hat, but apparently there's one waiting for me. So yay. And I'm going to go and see Aaron and Owen and John and get some drinks, I think, for this party. I'm not going to stay very long. I'm very sleepy. We'll talk about that later. I will be the person that does this. I did this. I did this to you.
There is in fact a snake in my boot.
How big is it? Howdy, partners. We're just all in this lift. Howdy. All the cowboys in this lift. This isn't weird at all. I can't stop being the center of attention.
With your fucking Valencia!
Hello. I just left the party, which I've left by myself, so I'm walking back to the car right now. Yeah, that was not great. I mean, I'm sure the party was fine, but I was not very comfortable, shall we say. Yeah. I've got, I think we talked about it on the vlog before, I've got anxiety, which I have a really good hold on normally, but sometimes it comes back, and I know how to deal with it, which is fine, but sometimes you go to a party, and it's in a very small space, and it's very loud, and there's lots of people you don't know, and that's when, that's when it comes back. So the party started at 7:30. It is currently almost 11:15. I think I made a pretty good run of it. I'm gonna count that as a win, and I am. But it is a long way from the party to my car, and I left the party by myself. Maybe not my smartest move, but here we are. And I still look like a cowboy. So that's fun. I'm going to update you when we get back to the car. We can talk in the car a little bit. I made it back to my car, and I apologise for the odd angle. I wanted to film something in the car, and so I got it in the thing. I hold it. I used to hold my phone when I drive. So, that's better, being back in a familiar hat. Yeah, walking back through a city centre at night wearing a pink cowboy hat probably wasn't the best idea, but I made it, it's all good. So, let's talk about mental health. As previously discussed in the previous clip, I have anxiety, and I have it took some therapy and some drugs, but I know how to deal with that now. I have coping mechanisms as well. Yeah, and that's fine, and sometimes it flares up again, and that's okay. But I don't know, man. It's probably because I'm tired. Like, I have over the last 48 hours had a collective total of about 11 hours of sleep, which some people are gonna be like, "Oh, 11 hours, that's nothing." I can function on like 6 hours sleep in 72 hours. I'm like, cool, that's neat. I can't. I need a lot of sleep. I'm that kind of guy who needs a lot of sleep. But when I get anxious, I just kind of get closed off. So I spent a lot of time in that party standing in a corner by myself. I chatted to a couple people. And I gave myself a challenge. The party started at 7:30, and I was like, I'm going to stay till 10. And I didn't leave until 7:30, which is really good for me. And I'm really pleased with that. One of the other reasons I went was because I think I mentioned before, the guy whose birthday it is, I see maybe twice a year, tops. Usually every year at Owen's party, but sometimes I see him more than once, but not very often. So when I got there and he realised I was there, he didn't think I was coming. He'd invited me, but he didn't think I was going to come. And basically he was really surprised and he was really happy that I was there, which felt good. So then I was like, okay, now I have to stay just for this to make his day. And I did, and he was happy about it, and I was happy for him, and I enjoy making people feel good. So the fact that it made part of his night, at least, I felt really good about. But then I had this whole guilt thing as well, where I'm like, oh man, I should have done more, and like if I'd stayed longer and had a good time, and maybe if I'd had a couple of drinks, because I'm driving home, I'm in the car right now, I haven't been drinking, I've been drinking Monster to keep me awake, because I'm sleepy. Yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe if I had a drink and I'd stayed longer, I would have had a good time. And the answer from personal experience is no, I really wouldn't have a good time. But I gotta tell my brain that. And my brain don't get it. So, yeah. And I'm like decompressing in the car before I have to drive home, because it is 11:10. It's kind of late. I don't know. I feel good about the fact that I was there, and I was there for a bit. I was there for like as long as I was comfortable. There was a point where they were trying to sing happy birthday to him, and I showed you a clip of what it's like in there. It's not a big house. It's really tiny. It's student accommodation. And it was yeah. And there were like 30 people at that party at least. So then I tried to cram everybody in the living room. I was like, no, I gotta go stand outside, otherwise I'm gonna have a panic attack. And it might not have been that serious, but it felt like it was building up to it. And I felt like that before, and I was like, okay, I need to get out, and I like dealt with it and stuff. I didn't want this to become like a trauma dump, but I feel like it kind of has. But that's what the vlog's for, right? It's like a record of my life for a year. So, I don't know, I guess I'd really like to be able to go somewhere and have a really large social battery and be able to make friends with people on the spot. Which I've done a really good job of actually on this Masters, because I've made friends with pretty much everybody on the course, and or at least I think I have, and quite easily, and I'm a whole different person to those guys. But I don't know. I think it becomes kind of habit and self-fulfilling prophecy when it's people a little more closer to home who I don't really know that well. And I think in the past I've been like reserved, and I think I thought in my head I fucked up something, and so every time I meet those people, even though they like me, I'm fairly certain, and I'm not like a burden, and then they enjoy hanging out with me, there is part of me that's like, I will go and stand in this corner so that I cannot ruin anybody's night. I don't know, it's brain stuff, you know. I don't know how much of this is going to make it into the vlog, because I don't know if I'm going to look at this tomorrow and be like, wow, what a sad little bitch. I'm going to go home. I will film a bit when I get home, just so you know I got home, and then I'm going to go to bed. And tomorrow, I'm going to apologise in advance, because tomorrow's vlog is going to be really boring, because it's my one day off, and I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not getting out of my pyjamas tomorrow. And I'm okay with this. So, yeah. Okay, let's drive home. I will see you in approximately like a half a second, because there's just going to be a cut about now-ish. I did it. I'm at home now. It's bedtime. I'll see you tomorrow for a chilled out day. And we'll find something to talk about. Probably something from one of those shelves. Behold, my stuff. Or maybe something I can think of. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.